supervises 3 states. So our supervising national commissioners, they are all out, the other commissioners in the various states under their supervision. Those who are here have either gone for the supervision and are back, or immediately after this meeting, they will embark on the supervision. So I welcome you all to this meeting. Exactly 3 weeks ago, we met to review the security arrangement for the presidential and National Assembly elections. Today, we are reviewing our preparations for the governorship and state houses of assembly elections holding this Saturday, 18th March 2023. So as I welcome you to this meeting, I wish to express the Commission's appreciation to the security agencies and other members of ICSES for the professionalism of personnel and the generally peaceful conduct of the last election. We look forward to improved performance in the election holding this weekend. The governorship election will hold in 28 states of the Federation. As we are aware, governorship elections in 8 states, Anambra, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Ondo, and Osun states are held off-cycle and therefore not conducted during the general election. However, elections will be conducted for all the 993 state constituencies nationwide. Our state offices have made available to the Nigeria Police Force, being the lead agency in election security, the delimitation details for both the governorship and state assembly elections, including locations of polling units and collation centers. On that basis, we expect a coordinated deployment plan in synergy with other security, intelligence, law enforcement, and safety agencies. Only yesterday, the Commission held a virtual meeting with all the resident electoral commissioners in which we reviewed preparations for the state elections. In addition to election technology, logistics, and a host of other issues, security was also discussed. We will present the issues at this meeting for further discussion and, most importantly, for appropriate action. The governorship and state assembly elections this weekend involves more constituencies than the national elections held about 3 weeks ago. Unlike the last elections involving 470 constituencies, 1 presidential constituency, which is nationwide, 109 senatorial districts, and 360 House of Representative seats, the state elections will involve 1,021 constituencies, 28 governorship, and 993 state assembly seats. There will also be more candidates involved and more collation centers to protect. These are also local elections involving keen contests. It is therefore important for parties and candidates to speak to their agents and supporters to see the elections as a contest and not war. They should refrain from acts of violence that may mar the elections or compromise the security of our personnel, observers, the media, service providers, and even the security personnel deployed to protect the process. The Commission is encouraged by the directive to state commands by the Inspector General of Police to handle all cases of electoral offenses expeditiously. We look forward to receiving the files from the Inspector General of Police. We will immediately set up a legal team to handle such cases in earnest. So once again, I welcome all members of the...
...has just said, by way of commending the security agencies, intelligence organizations in the process that we just witnessed. Of course, the elections we're going into on Saturday are going to be much more complicated. Contextually, they're going to be different. Because first of all, we're going to have 1,021 constituencies, meaning we're going to have more people interested, more people voting, more collation centers, and obviously the dynamics will be much more different than the elections that were just concluded. While commending the efforts of the various political parties and the individuals that participated in the last election, especially those of them that called for peace, for calm, I want to also urge the same individuals, especially at the state level, to demonstrate the same level of maturity, the same level of discipline by calling their supporters to conduct themselves in a manner that is congruent with the expectations of the larger Nigerian society. Of course, there are channels for laying complaints and for addressing these complaints. For the security agencies, I know a lot has been done. I've been talking with the Chief of Defense Staff. I've been talking with the Inspector General of Police, who is the head of the lead agency in the process of elections. So far, so good. We do not envisage anything that's going to be terrible or apocalyptic in terms of the next few days. But that does not mean that we should all do away with our state of readiness. We must comply with the rules. We must also allow everyone, I've said this so many times, to exercise their fundamental rights as citizens of this country. What we do not want to happen is for anybody to preempt and to take the law into his or her own hands. I want to be very, very clear on this. We're going to give the maximum support to all entities involved in this process. And we're also calling on the political bigwigs, the gladiators, to call their lieutenants to order. Anybody who is itching to undermine this process should please think again. It is not in his own interest. It is not in the interest of the nation as well. Finally, those of us in the security agencies will continue to work around the clock. All the crisis centers are open. All the communication systems are also open. And we've been talking with the chairman of INEC. If there's anything that needs to be done, anything that needs to be added, my office is always open, ready, and available to give that support. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you.